Research shows that roughly 60% of millennials have a hard time safely attaching in their most important relationships, which my next guest calls a look in the mirror moment.
Yeah, after more than 25 years of teaching people how to navigate emotional and social situations, Dr. Matt Townsend is convinced before you shrink your social circle or cut people out, you should first understand yourself. He's identified 6 signs of an emotionally healthy person.
Yes.
We're all kind of nervous here.
Yeah. Because you might have caught the bug.
It's a look in the mirror moment. But we've all heard of the armchair quarterback.
Yeah.
You point out, and this is so true, Matt, that we're seeing armchair psychologists right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who knows a narcissist? Like we all know one. Or like gaslighting. Anybody even said they're gaslighting now? So now we're throwing out all of these terms because some guy on TikTok taught us that in 1 minute. But we don't really understand the depth, the complexity of it. But we're immediately diagnosing people with it. And more importantly, we're actually becoming super psychologically rigid to those things. They make us feel uncomfortable. We quickly can diagnose them, and then what we learn to do is just build and tighten down our circle and run away. So we're creating really inflexible, kind of weak psychological people. We don't know how to handle and be resilient to the differences of everybody's psychological issues.
So we just literally just shut down. It's like, okay, if we put that label on you, then I'm done.
Yeah.
And then you're done. We shut them out more than anything.
Well, in fact, tell me if you haven't heard this word. And then we build boundaries. And we then give boundaries, and we set boundaries. And the boundaries are designed to keep everybody that annoys us, irritates us, complicates us, we keep them out of our lives. And then we're doing that more and more with parents. We're creating hardened parental boundaries where we actually are kicking them out of our lives. We're kicking our parents out of their grandkids' lives. And we start to hand down a legacy that relationships are just disposable. And that starts to impact all of us because we need to know, we need to learn to work. We need to learn to handle the difficulties. Again, there are reasons to kick some people out.
Sure.
But I think we're probably kicking out way too many people.
Well, let's get into these 6 signs of an emotionally healthy person. First, you see growth not in the hand you're dealt, but in how you choose to play it.
Yeah, you're playing with a very strong growth mindset, which means you don't assume life is just fixed and you are what you are and you have to be this way because you've got this. You understand that life is about growing, it's about changing. It's not just how you've been dealt the hand, it's what you're going to do with everything that happens in your life. You're flexible.
Okay, so you're flexible. What if, so not necessarily the person, like we always talk about, you know, our elders, right? Older, they're set in their ways, so they're not going to change, but you're talking about us.
Yeah, so if you all of a sudden have parents that are set in their ways, that doesn't mean anything's fixed. It means how do you grow to handle people that are seriously fixed?
All right, sign number 2, you face triggering emotions without reacting by fighting, fleeing, freezing, or pleasing.
Yeah, so remember the fight, flight, freeze, please, those are our survival instincts, and if all of a sudden you get triggered and you automatically go to your base approach, which is survival, then you're never going to transcend survival and get into transcendent relationships. You're not going to have a higher relationship. Every one of us would want to just go off on our kids, but we know as adults we need to transcend. We need to transform that emotion into something more than just our base instinct.
Got it. All right, number 3, you love yourself as a work in progress, staying energized by the growth yet to come.
Yeah, you're not a perfectionist. You don't demand perfection of yourself right now. It's a process. Life is about growing, and you can handle the fact that you made a mistake. And because you made a mistake, that's okay. We're learning, we're growing, we'll do a little bit better tomorrow. Progress over perfection.
I love this next one, and I gotta say, I see women doing a really good job of this as of late. You sincerely celebrate others' wins while patiently waiting for your own.
Yeah, you don't immediately turn kind of depressed and hopeless that there's no good for you.
Right.
And you don't try to diminish everyone else's victories so that you seemingly get one. You are just okay knowing that we pass the opportunities. By the way, we also pass the pain around. So if it's hard for you sometimes, that pain eventually will hit other people as well. Yeah.
All right, the next one is you admit when you're wrong and you quickly apologize for your part.
I love this one.
Isn't that funny? That's one of the biggest things I see in relationships is we can't admit when we made a mistake. And again, part of that is because our survival's kicked on. And now my identity is in jeopardy because if I admit I made a mistake, then who am I? And that goes back to all of these things. Are you flexible enough to acknowledge it, to admit it, to apologize for it, and literally then to adjust your life?
I'm going to say last, the best of all the game. This next one is just gold. You see every interaction with yourself, others, nature, God as invitation to become your highest self.
Yeah. You see every single interaction with community, with the fellow neighbors that are a different political party. You see every interaction as an opportunity to live your highest values. You see it really as your greatest spiritual practice. I'm going to become my best me through everything that's happening to me, and even my interactions with myself. If you start to notice, a lot of times when you start to think about how your brain thinks about you, it's so ugly. Your brain's not very nice to you.
It'd be really mean to us.
So we got to flip that around and say, no, I'm going to always respond even to myself with my highest state of being,
Awesome.
my higher angels.
Matt, thank you. We'll be thinking on these all the day long. And you have a program that will help people see these values in themselves.
It's all about emotional intelligence. It's called Becoming One. All you got to do is go to matttownsend.com. And basically, for about what it costs for a dinner with your partner, you get to hang out with us. You get weekly calls from me. I coach you in groups, and we just answer all your questions, give you a bunch of tools, tons of videos, workshops. All of our past date nights are on that. Just a great resource to go learn how to be emotionally resilient.
Love it. matttownsend.com. Thank you.
Thank you.